Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy zackmalas. It's been a while since I posted, so I'm back again. Thanks to all the new subscribers. I'm gonna try to keep the ball rolling, especially for you guys. And remember, you're my OG subscribers and followers. So once your boy, skyrockets up there, it's gonna be you guys that built that foundation. It's gonna be you guys that get the most appreciation out of all. So thanks again, and let's just get right into it. This is an interesting topic. I watched this video. It's with the 7-time Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath, one of my favorite Mr. Olympias. And not just because of his physique. I really like the person himself. I like his character. I like his personality. I like the way he communicates, expresses himself, talks about things. He's got a good head on his shoulders, his very wide 3D capped delts. And yeah, the video is an interesting topic. It's something, I could talk about with anyone that lifts or works out. It's the only 10 exercises men need to build muscle. But let's change it up here. I want to talk to you about the only 10 exercises you would choose in general, not just to build muscle. 10 exercises that you can only do for the rest of your life. The only 10 that you are bound to. Your body will literally not work for any other exercises than these 10. What would you choose? Well, think about that for a minute, because before we find out what you would choose and what I would choose, let's watch this video, because it's very interesting when I found out what Mr. Phil Heath would choose. The legend that's going into the Hall of Fame, by the way, and boy, he deserves it, man. I wish he had tied with Ronnie Coleman at number 8. You know what I'm saying? That would have been dope. Well, he tied with Arnold, who is my actual favorite. So anyway, let's get right into it.
Let's say that for the rest of time, you only had 10 exercises to hold on to and grow as much muscle as you could. What would you choose and why?
Incline presses, no question about it.
Dumbbell?
Dumbbell.
Now, this is definitely going to be one of my first. Of course, this is what a lot of you would choose, because the upper chest is definitely not the strongest point for most men, and we kind of fall behind, especially if we do a lot of normal push-ups or flat bench presses at the beginning of our lifting days. And then we have to catch up, which is sadly what I'm doing these days. But yeah, I would choose the incline over the flat for sure.
Dumbbell more likely, because, it's just, you can do a lot with the dumbbells over the barbell, right? I always want that shelf up here. It looks great in t-shirts. And yeah, if you're hitting a side shot, you want the upper pec development to exist.
Dude, there's something about that angle that's so comfortable as well.
Yeah.
It feels so nice. It feels right.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Yeah. You don't feel as much in danger.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Even when you're doing flies, like you can do that. It just feels so good, So that would be one of them. Side laterals for sure. Dumbbell lateral raise.
Standing, seated?
Standing, for sure.
And what were your cues on this?
I knew you were going to say this. Yeah, from the side.
Are you out to the side? Are you out in front a little bit here? What are you thinking?
Here. To the side.
Yep.
To the side.
Are you leading with elbows, leading with arms?
More just, I guess that would just be with arms, right?
Yep. Because sometimes you see people almost flaring up with dumbbells down.
But as you did that, your traps moved.
Yep.
So I don't need that.
Yep.
I don't want that. Lower trap, now that's going to, I just need to get it. If I'm working this, I understand it's a secondary muscle, but I don't need to be.
You're isolating.
Because you end up doing this. You see guys like they come down and then they're doing this. You see it. Why is that moving? Can I deactivate it? Sure. Right here. Okay.
Cool.
Let's do that. So, okay. Oh.
So as you can see, he chose side lateral raises. No surprise why he would choose that. He's a bodybuilder, and he's most likely going to be training. If he was stuck on an island with only 10 exercises, no surprise that he would choose side lateral raises, because he wants that wide look, wider shoulders. He wants to maintain wide shoulders. So in order to keep that look, he's got to work that medial lateral head. And yeah.
One-arm preachers. One-arm preacher curls.
Dumbbells again?
It could be on a machine or dumbbells, But
Okay.
but since we're gonna only have some dumbbells on a deserted island, we're gonna do that.
You can use whatever you want.
So
you got the best gym in history, but
yeah,
you can only use 10
definitely
things.
a preacher curl.
Okay. And why single?
Because I can concentrate more on one arm than two. I can also isolate and understand why is one arm stronger than the other, and am I performing the rep the same on either arm? Now, if I'm in a fixed position, I can't tell, so I need to see, I need to feel, and I need to physically see this. So
Are you supinating on that, or are you going to stay?
Oh yeah, I'm going to do that. But I also got to recognize, like, am I having any, bicep tendon stuff and shit like that? And, which I actually have right now. I'm like, damn, like, okay.
Feel it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3.
So that's 3. Hack squats for sure. Hack squats. Oh my gosh, it just feels incredibly strong to be in that position. I love it. I did a lot of damage on that machine.
What are your cues when doing hack squat?
Well, the platform. I can go wide, I can go at the top, I can go at the bottom, I can go narrow. I like to go a little bit more narrow.
You can have that. That can be all part of 4.
Exactly. See, okay, but it's all the same machine. Yeah, so
you're playing the system. Yeah. Okay, so there's 4.
Okay, this is fun. Rear delts, but face pulls with the rope.
Okay,
I love that.
Yeah, at around about eye height.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Since we're using that rope, tricep extensions.
Overhead.
Down.
Okay. Yep.
So that's what, 6?
6.
6.
Yep. 4
okay.
more.
4 more. Got to throw another chest movement in there. So, we did the incline dumbbell press. We got to have an incline dumbbell fly.
Why put both of those in? What are you getting out of the fly that you're not getting out?
Getting a good stretch, and I'm able to contract, differently as well, working that same plane.
It's interesting. He's definitely going to fall behind. Well, Phil Heath is still going to look great, but the average guy is going to fall behind in the lower chest department, picking 2 upper chest exercises. I definitely would have picked a lower chest and upper chest, but it's very interesting that Phil Heath would pick 2.
Rear delts. What about
back? We got to throw some back in there. So underhand barbell rows, underhand.
Bent over
rows, underhand.
Yep. What's your reason for going underhand rather than overhand there?
Because I've noticed that overhand, I'm getting more of, initially you're going to feel it more in your forearms right here.
Yep.
And I'm only going to get so much. And I feel like it's more like there's more margin for error, I believe.
Yep.
Whereas if you're coming here, I don't feel it as much. And it's simulating what I would do on stage, pulling the elbows back. So
would you do, I guess a part of that as well is restricting the injury risk from being bent over so much. Like underhand, you're always going to be a little weaker. So would you do that from a rack rather than from the floor?
Oh, I've done that from the floor.
Right.
Yeah, I've done that from the floor.
A lot of axial loads being at that angle in your lower back, but it's much less than a deadlift, I suppose.
Yeah, but sometimes you can go to like a squat rack and then it'll have like the little bars there.
Safety bars.
Pull, so you get safety bars, so you just pull it off of that.
Cool. Okay, I think you've got 2 left.
So I got 2 left. Ooh, boy.
What have we got? Let's recap. So we've got the incline.
You got incline dumbbell, incline fly.
Lateral.
You have lateral raises.
Yep.
You have hack squats.
Yep.
You have single arm preacher.
Push downs, face pulls.
Push downs, face pulls. And then
bent over underhand.
You know what? I'm going to go with pull-ups.
Neutral, underhand, overhand.
Overhand wide. And I guess last one would be
another legs.
Step mill.
You can use the step mills.
Now this one threw me off. I was very confused of why he would choose a cardio machine. I thought he would pick another free weights or another machine, but cable machine or something to get a good pump in a muscle, bodybuilding. But he went for cardio, and you're gonna find out why now. But it made me think. It made me change a little something on my list too, after hearing it.
And did you?
Because I can carve out the legs. I can, I can do glutes with that.
Did you ever do that weighted?
Yeah, actually I did. I wore a weight vest for what show was that? It was early in my career. I would wear like weight vests and I would wear like ankle weights. And I did something that no one else ever did. I was using E-stem units while I was doing cardio.
Like a Compex.
Yeah, I used Compex because I was sponsored by them for a while. So I was doing Compex on step mill.
Dude, anyone that thinks that electric stim training is not like put an SP6 or an SP8 on you and turn it up to 25% and try and do a squat, an air squat.
Yeah.
And tell me that it's not absolute agony.
That would the only thing I think now is like, you know, the neuroplasticity and like also like neurofeedback you get by using one of those machines. I would love to be able to test that because I think with it doing the work kind of for you, you may lose some of that.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful, I think, with overloading it.
Yes, because you can push it further.
Because you can push it further than you can really do it. So I know I did that, but I'm an extreme athlete, you know, with that.
When it comes to the stepper, very, very popular cardio exercise for bodybuilders. What are people missing? What are they getting wrong when you see other people?
They're hugging the damn thing. You know what they're also doing by doing that? They're rounding out their back. And you think about doing this. Just me doing this right now, like that doesn't seem comfortable. Why not just stand straight? Just slow it down. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not having that 5 or 6 because I gotta. And you hear that person stomping on the damn things. If they weighed 250 pounds or something like that, you know their knees would be shot. Their knees would be toast.
So you're using control even on the stepper.
So you should have it at level 1, level 2, and slowly do it. Now the reason why you won't do that, ladies and gentlemen, is because it's boring. But think about how much muscle activation you can have on that with your glutes and quads, with each step actually being purpose driven. So my whole mentality when I would do cardio, man, I'm giving y'all all the damn secrets, man. Put it like this. You got to gamify your cardio as much as possible. So if you could have every step count towards something, you could actually sculpt glutes, quads. And isn't that the whole point of doing cardio? Or you just want to sweat?
If you know how to target glutes or quads in that step mill, let me know. I'm gonna definitely research it some more also, and I'll probably try step mill on my next leg day or whatever day to be fair. But yeah, that was a really cool list coming from one of the greatest of all time, Phil Heath. The only Mr. Olympia, by the way, that I actually followed during his run, during his career. Not his whole career, but you know, a few years during the end. Flat bench, that comes first because that's an exercise that really has my heart since the beginning of training. I've always wanted to get stronger on the bench, and I'm definitely nowhere near as strong as I want to get. So flat bench comes first for sure. I'll be spamming the hell out of flat bench. If it's the only chest exercise I can do for the rest of my life, I can only imagine how much stronger I can get with all the time I would have to do some more flat bench training. I'll be racking up those plates for sure. Yeah, that'll be a whole lot of fun. So flat bench is first. Squats would be second. Squats is an exercise that also really has my heart, man. I'm so passionate about squats. There's nothing that beats going down as low as you can, as low as you possibly can, with as much weight as possible, and rising from the ground, rising from the ashes. It's make or break. I mean, people have actually literally died doing squats. And you could either get up and feel that glory and pride, or you could just drop the bar, roll it off, fail, you know. Hopefully you'll have a spotter or you'll have safety pins, so it's not so bad. But there's just something so beautiful about squats, man. And it's an exercise that's been really good to me as of late, giving me a lot of PRs, and progress has been made. So I'm fucking with the squat, man, for sure. Just a regular squat, not too wide, not too narrow, shoulder length, shoulder width with the foot placement. And yeah, I could probably build some massive quads just spamming squats every single day, because I only have 10 exercises, so I'll be able to do it every day at that point. And yeah, the numbers would also definitely go up. Right now I'm on 160, so one can only imagine how many plates on each side will be accumulating. Whew, it'll be a fun time on that island for sure. So yeah, deadlift. I mean, can you imagine? I've picked like with these three exercises, I could definitely be just well off strong for the rest of my life. Squat, bench, deadlift, like those are the three compound movements. I won't have the best physique in the world, but I'll definitely be one of the strongest men in the world doing these every day or every other day alone. You know what I'm saying? Heavy, light, whatever, variations, drop sets, supersets. This shit will turn me into a beast. But yeah, deadlift. I fell in love with training mostly because of these three: the flat bench, the squat, the deadlift. I can remember making my PRs literally like every month on the deadlift. I was going up and up and up, and I eventually hit a plateau, but I definitely want to get back into deadlifts because I haven't been doing much of them lately. But yeah, I can't imagine my life without deadlifts, to be honest. And I really hope, with the grace of God, that I'll be allowed to do deadlifts for as long as possible without any injuries, because yeah, it's definitely one of the most dangerous. These three are all dangerous, but yeah, deadlifts, that's a crazy one. That could literally put you in a wheelchair or anyway, let's not go there. But yeah, those are top three. Number four would be probably a Smith machine bench incline. Yeah, Smith machine incline. I would just spam that forever, man. Just get the flat bench and do that. I would make a chest day, I guess, and I just spam those. Yeah, those are my only two for chest, and I'll get a big upper chest and a big lower chest from that. I think I'll be doing all right, man. I'll be getting super strong just doing those two. Again, kind of makes me want this to happen almost, like, or really just imagine of how it would be like, because you'd be making a lot of gains, but you would also be losing muscle because you'll be losing all the other exercises that you used to do. Number five would be pull-ups. Pull-ups is another, I would call it a compound movement. You know, it trains a lot of various muscles: your core, your rear delts, your biceps, your lats, your traps. What the hell else? What the hell else does it train? Your grip strength. Anyway, pull-ups is something I definitely always want to maintain my strength on. And I'll be doing pull-ups for life, man. If like I said, if I'm able to, if I'm healthy. It's a very important exercise. It's something I've been doing from a very young age, as well as push-ups. And yeah, one can be strong for life literally doing just this exercise alone. It targets a lot of your muscles. It really increases your testosterone, and it just keeps you really healthy, man. I'd be doing pull-ups all the time if this was the case. And I would really try to get up there, like get my numbers to peak human levels, like 100 pull-ups and shit like that. I'll be doing pull-up challenges for real. So yeah, number six would be easy bar cable curls with easy bar cable curls. Now, I don't know if your gym has this. Maybe not every gym has it, but luckily my gym does. We have this bar that's an easy curl bar, but it has these cable attachments on each side at the end, each end of it, and you can attach this to the cable machine and you can do curls. So yeah, I would pick this over the free weight just because I love that added resistance that the machines give you that the free weights don't. I'm not a guy that's gonna completely pick the machines and the cables over the free weights. You know, I'm definitely a guy that enjoys both and is a fan of both, but if I really had to choose between one or the other and I was stuck on an island, man, bruv, I would get those cables. And I mean, hopefully I would have a huge stack that I would need like decades to be able to master. But yeah, that would be the one for biceps for me. And as I can see, that's the only one for biceps, so I'd just be spamming the hell out of that and hey, I still think I could grow some big biceps just doing that. And by the way, guys, with this, at least with my way of playing this game, let's say, like if I had picked this easy bar cable curls, that means I can only do it with one strict form. So I can either have my elbows back here and curl like this, or I could have my forearms prone and do my curls like this and only target my forearms and my bracs, not my peak. I can only pick one or the other, because if you're doing another, that's a different exercise. I'm only letting you guys pick 10 very strict exercises. So if another example, if you pick push-ups, it's either just flat push-ups, or you could have push-ups with your feet elevated slightly on a bench or on a step, so you can target your upper chest. You can have one or the other, right? Now, number 7, I believe, is tricep push downs, just like Phil Heath picked. Now, this is a staple for everyone's bodybuilding exercises. I don't know anyone that doesn't do this who lifts. But yeah, I would want to maintain big arms, and I believe that strictly doing bench presses, I mean, it would get me big arms, but I think they would plateau after a while. I don't know how big I could actually get them just doing chest, but at least if I throw at least one tricep exercise in there, I could grow some massive arms for sure if I spam them every day. Hopefully my body wouldn't get too used to the curls and the push downs if I'm doing them so much every day. But if I'm doing different weights and I have a huge stack, like I said, that would take me decades, I don't see my body getting used to that anytime soon, man. Yeah, if you're wondering what I would use, like the V-bar, or would I use the straight bar or the ropes, I would just use probably the straight bar, man, because that's just what I've been using lately, a lot more than the ropes. I like to warm up with the rope, but I usually go with the straight bar and I try to just rip it apart, you know, like break it in half, and that usually gets my triceps really activating and feeling a burn like no other. So yeah, we're getting close to the end. Like Phil Heath chose side lateral raises. You already know why. I mentioned why earlier, trying to keep that width. And you know, there's 3 heads in the delts. If I can only target and pick one for life, it would definitely be that lateral head, so I can maintain the width. I definitely won't have boulder shoulders, you know, because you got to train all 3 heads of the delts to get very round shoulders. But man, I hope that I would be all right just having that exercise. I would spam the hell out of it, and hopefully my bench presses and my pull-ups would help you know, maintain some okay delts, you know, targeting the other heads. And number 9 would be cable machine calf raises, because guys, I don't want to be one of those guys with skinny twig legs and a big huge upper body. I don't want to be one of those guys, okay? And I'm very limited here. I've got one leg exercise, and I love training legs, so this would absolutely kill me inside if this could happen. Just having no leg day anymore, or no variation, no plethora of exercises to choose from. I would definitely need at least one exercise for the calves, man. And I would be able to grow some huge calves, I believe, you know, because I could train them every single day, and it would be easy to, because I don't have so much other shit to worry about and train. Yeah, it would be cable machine, because I remember using a cable machine in a very old gym, and I've never been able to find one again since. And my gym's machine is just only plate loaded, and I just don't feel that mind muscle connection as good as I used to, and I really miss that machine. So yeah, I think I would pick that over the seated as well. The seated one is great, but I mean, if I had to really pick, I think I would go with standing, man, especially because I would have my body weight also added to the stack, and yeah, I would spam the hell out of that. And with this one, you could do different foot placements with this. but I don't think you should be able to do it with a squat, because that's a completely different squat. If you're doing wide leg, that's a different squat. But tell me what you think. I'll be able to bend and change my mind on that one. And last of all, I would do the treadmill, man. Treadmill. Yeah. Because, I mean, when I first thought about this, I was literally going to pick all bodybuilding exercises. But if you're stuck on an island, you're definitely going to lose stamina if you're not doing any kind of cardio at all. And you're just going to be weaker. You're not going to be as competent as a human being, you know? If you want to run and catch a deer or a zebra or something, or if you just want to go for a jog, I mean, I would love to think that I would still be able to. And yeah, it was definitely tempting after hearing about how Phil Heath uses his step mill to target his glutes and his quads. And maybe I would still change my mind if it's that good of a machine, but yeah, man, I would just be a good sprinter, I guess, if that's the only cardio exercise I can have. It would be the treadmill. I would have days where I'm just going for a jog, warming up, and I would have days where I'm like Usain Bolt on that thing. I was gonna swear, but we'll play YouTube's game for now, even though I probably have sworn already in this video. But yeah, guys, that's my pick. Tell me what you think. I like to think that this is a pretty good list. I'll be maintaining strength, my muscle mass, and my cardio, my overall fitness, my core strength. Everything will be in good shape, man. Yeah, I'll be able to survive. So let me know about yours. Don't forget to like my shit, comment, subscribe, tap the bell icon, holla back at your boy.